What is up, everyone? First and foremost, I hope that everybody's being clean and being safe out there during this coronavirus pandemic. Let's go ahead and get this virus eliminated. Those who don't have it, maintain clean practices, and those who may have it, let's hope that they get the proper care that they need to get over it. And let's go ahead and eliminate this thing and get the U.S. back to normal. All right, with that being said, here's my top 5 guns that I feel every gun owner, and it may be more than 5. If it is, oh well. But here's my top guns that I feel every gun owner should need in the event of a civil unrest pandemic. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So the first gun that I have, this is a .22 rifle. Now, I feel every gun owner should need a .22 rifle, especially during the event of like a civil unrest pandemic or something where you're having to defend your home or where food is getting scarce. You may not necessarily need this one. This is just the M&P 1522, but getting some form of a .22 rifle. Why is that? .22, it's inexpensive and it's a really good plinker, but it's also excellent in taking out small game. Let's say we're in some kind of event and food is getting low. We're going to have to go out and hunt. So using the .22 rifle to take out squirrels, possums, birds, even coyotes or foxes, a smaller game that you can eliminate fairly easily with the .22. I feel everybody should have a .22 rifle in their arsenal. All right, so again, this one has a red dot on it. I'm going to show you another one that has a rifle scope on it. All right, here's my second setup for the M&P 1522. This one is actually set up in more of a precision rifle setup. Now this really comes in handy. Like I say, if I need to knock out squirrels at 100 yards or something like that, if I haven't eaten in 4 days or a week or 2 weeks, this thing's gonna come in handy if I can find me some small game, some squirrels, some raccoons, some possums. I don't even eat raccoons and possums, but I know that if I ain't had no meat in my mouth in about a week, maybe not even a week, I'm going to want some meat. So a setup like this would come in really handy, and maybe even knocking out birds that have landed on the ground or landed on power lines or something like that. But everybody needs to have a .22 rifle in their arsenal. All right, so I'm moving on to my next gun. All right, my next gun would be every gun owner, especially during the event of some kind of civil unrest, every gun owner needs to have a shotgun. This here is just a good pump shotgun. It's actually set up for home defense. This does have a light on it. No worries, it's just a camera back there. Every gun owner needs to have a shotgun. Why do you need a shotgun, you ask? Well, for one thing, a shotgun is the most deadly platform that the average gun owner can own. I mean, you can put slugs, birdshot, and buckshot. Another thing about a shotgun is it's really good for taking out big game. So let's say you have a shotgun and you need to shoot a bear or something's coming at you or you haven't ate. Again, you know, food's getting scarce and you know, just chaos is going on. This right here would work really well for taking out huge game. I don't know, see, I live out here in the East Coast, so here in North Carolina. Maybe you live somewhere where there's buffalo or something roaming and you know, there's civil unrest and grocery stores have shut down. People have looted that for all they can and you got to go out and hunt. So something like this would serve you really well if you can get in close enough and you can take out big game with it. It's a really good gun for, let's say you're protecting your fort against potential looters. This is something that's really good. It won't take more than one well-placed shot with a shotgun to stop that threat. So this here is a pump. I do have one more shotgun I want to show you. It's a semi-automatic. All right, so this here is a semi-automatic shotgun. So whether you have the pump or the semi-auto, as long as you have a shotgun, I'm pretty sure you'll be just fine. Now with the semi-auto, this barrel's a little bit longer. So this would actually serve me better if I needed to shoot birds. Just like the .22, the .22 is more served for stationary game, a squirrel on the ground, a possum, a raccoon, not necessarily things flying around. So, civil unrest, food's getting scarce, I'm needing some food, my family's hungry, we're gonna have to go out here and hunt. So I take my good old shotgun and whatever kind of bird flies by, I have to toast it. I mean, it may be a crow. I hear crows are disgusting, by the way. But if it's a crow, guess what? I ain't ate My wife ain't ate, my family hasn't ate. Hey, it's crow for dinner. So that's what'll happen. And this is a really good one. And just having a good shotgun, it'll serve you really well if you need to go out and harvest birds or things that fly. All right. So here's my next gun. This is a precision AR-15. Now this gun really is very universal. And in the event of a civil unrest, you're having to protect your fort, you're having to hunt, you have to do a bunch of different things. Remember, it's civil unrest. People are chaotic. People are trying to kill and steal and do everything they can to protect them and theirs. So this gun right here comes in really handy for a few things. Let's say you need to protect your home. With this AR-15, you have no issues doing that. Well, let's say you need to hunt and this is all you have. With standard game, you have no problem taking out deer or any medium-sized game, even large game. If you take a well-placed shot in a critical area like the head area, then you'd have no problem at, I'd say within 200 yards taking out larger game. But it definitely doesn't excel at big game at far distances. But it's very versatile and it can do most things that you wanted to do. Every gun owner should have one of these in their arsenal in the event of a civil unrest or some kind of pandemic or some kind of I Am Legend type pandemic where people have died off and you're having to protect yourself. Because there's one thing I can tell you, we haven't seen it and I pray we never see it, but when people get desperate, they do savage things, and savage things will happen in the event of a civil unrest pandemic. All right, so this is an 18-inch AR, maybe not 18 inches, 16 inches would do you just fine. But this is one that I feel works really well for, like I say, protecting your home or hunting or just a multitude of different things. So every gun owner should have an AR-15 in their arsenal. The next gun I have, this is an AR pistol. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I feel every gun owner needs one of these. If you have an AR-15, then you'll probably be just fine. But let's say, again, you need to protect your home, your property. This will serve you much better than a full size because it's small, it's compact, the mobility of it. You can get out of way, you can move a lot faster with something like this. So if you're having to protect your home from just these savage looters that are out to kill you and kill whoever you have so they can take your stuff, then this is something that will come in really handy. It's equipped with the red dot for close quarters. It does have a light on it. So this is my personal favorite style of gun for a personal protection home defense role, just because it's small, but it has a lot of firepower that comes with it. It's much stronger than a pistol. And this is something that I really love. And I feel every gun owner should have some sort of compact style weapon like this, whether it's this or a carbine or a pistol caliber carbine, 9mm or something like that. You should have one of those. All right, so I'm almost getting to my final guns that I feel every gun owner should have. Now this is a hunting rifle. Yes, this is an AR style AR-10, but not necessarily being an AR-10, but every gun owner should have a big bore rifle. This is in 308, whether you have 308 or 30-06 or 270 or whatever. You want to make sure it's a common caliber also. You don't want to go and get things like 6.5 Grendel and Creedmoor and all those different calibers. They're really good. Don't get me wrong, they're really good. But in the event of a civil unrest, think about what kind of ammo is going to be available. It's going to be common calibers. 308, 270, 30-06, 223, 9mm, 40, 45. It's going to be common calibers. So guys running around shooting calibers like, was it a 470 Rigby and different things like that, good luck finding that ammo during the event of a civil unrest. So with this, what purpose does this big hunting rifle serve? I'm sure you know this is something where if you want to effectively take out deer, yes, other guns can do it. And yes, other guns have done it, but having a dedicated hunting rifle where you can increase your chances of bringing home that game, that deer that you see at 170 yards, rather than shooting it with a smaller caliber. If that's all you have and you're starving, by all means. But having something that's dedicated to the hunt, that you know you can bring back that deer and be able to have meat for another week or 2 weeks for you, whether you're alone or you and your family. Those are things you need. I mean, if the grocery markets collapse and all these things collapse and we're fending for our own, we gotta know how to go out and get this deer and cook it up and clean it and preserve it. You know, at least until I guess everything order can be restored. You know, so you want to make sure you have a good common caliber hunting rifle. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is my 308. This is set up for long distance shooting. My last gun is a pistol, just a standard pistol. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, when's he going to get to the pistol? Yes, I can never leave out a good small compact pistol. The reason I intentionally brought this up last, this is not my preferred weapon of choice in the event of a civil unrest or something like that. And this is my reasoning to it is, this, out of everything I showed you, is probably the least effective weapon at taking out game. Remember, it's not all about shooting people. Maybe you have to defend your home, and this is some kind of I Am Legend / Purge type scenario where you're having to shoot people. But this is just not a good tool overall for having to, in the grand scheme of things, a long gun or a pistol. I'll take a long gun or something with a stock every day of the week. Hence the reason I showed you an AR pistol. But the thing about this pistol is it's really good for 15, 20 yards at best in terms of just being accurate with it. And are you really, and this is a 9mm. Again, you want to stick to common calibers in the event of a civil unrest. You'll be able to maybe scavenger some 9mm rounds more so than some 32 ACP or some 357 or some 38 special or something like that. So this is 9mm, but do I feel that if I had this, I would be able to hunt with it? I personally wouldn't trust my ability. I haven't ate in a week. I'm probably feeling kind of weak. A deer is about 75 yards away. I don't trust my ability to be able to properly shoot a deer with this and he not run off and I never find him. Maybe he never dies. So this is actually not something that I would personally want. It would be something, if this is all you had, then, you know, you have to do with what you have. But this is not something that I would go with in the event of a civil unrest. Like I said, all of my guns, I want to have stocks on them and have longer barrels and have higher velocity rounds, such as your 223 and different things that you know can effectively take out what you're needing it to take out. And I mean, I would never see myself trying to hunt a bird or hunt a squirrel or anything with this. Could it be doable? Yes. But it's just a little bit harder with a pistol. Now, if you were defending your home and this is what you had, then it would work. But this is actually, believe it or not, like I just said, this is not a pistol, or not a gun rather, that I would go with for civil unrest, protecting my fort and being able to go out and hunt different things. I would actually not have a pistol. All right, everyone, thanks for sticking with me as I was going through those weapons. Again, those are my personal preference on what I would want. Yours may differ. Again, I know some people are like, why would you not want to go with a handgun? Handguns, to me, in the grand scheme of things, compared to a rifle or a shotgun, are the least effective weapon in taking out game, taking out aggressors. Handguns are the least effective. And you can do your studies and you'll find that, I'm sure most experts will tell you the same, that a handgun in the grand scheme of things would be the least effective in terms of, like I said, aggressors, attackers, hunting, different things like that. All right. You have any questions on anything you saw? Guys, get down there in that comment box. You know, help me grow this channel. Tell me what you want to see next, because I don't know. And if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. Let's keep it going. All right, this has been my guns in the event of a civil unrest pandemic. Thank you for watching. And as always, guys, your time is much appreciated. Thank you for your time. Before you go, I just wanted to remind everyone, do you see the gold logo right here? Just click it. Help support the channel by subscribing to the channel. Seriously, everyone, just click it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.